It's the sacred fat of the Mediterranean. But is olive oil really helping your mitochondria? Or is it the nicotine patch of fats? Better than seed oils, but far from ideal. Let's find out. All right. My name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and this is part of my question and answer series. Is olive oil keto? Why it might be sabotaging your carnivore diet. Okay, let's get to the question. That nicotine patch of fats analogy is brilliant. Less harmful than what it replaced, but not optimal. This brings up something that confuses many people following specialized diets. How do carnivore and ketogenic practitioners rationalize including olive oil when these approaches typically emphasize animal-based nutrition? What's the metabolic logic there? And but you know what? That is absolutely correct. There's the You got to wonder about that. And it's one of those nuance gaps in the keto and carnivore communities because people have been told for so long that olive oil is healthy that they just don't want to go against that. But the metabolic logic for including olive oil in these diets is often misunderstood and sometimes misapplied. Let's unpack why it's used, how it's rationalized, and whether it truly fits the intended metabolic concept. Okay, first, why olive oil gets a pass in keto and carnivore circles? Well, it's low in carbs and keto compatible, supposedly. Olive oil has zero carbohydrates, so it doesn't trigger insulin or kick someone out of ketosis. That makes it functionally safe in the eyes of macro-oriented keto followers. But just because something is keto doesn't mean it's metabolically, ancestrally, or supportive of long-term mitochondrial health. Now, here's the thing. I want to emphasize here. There are people who think that because they can figure out the macros, that they can be ketogenic health coaches. And they probably can't call themselves a keto health coach. But to get down into the cellular biology of mitochondria, you got to know more than just the macros from keto. And this is olive oil is the thing that I can tell if a person really knows what they're talking about by how they talk about olive oil almost immediately. Okay, what's some of the benefits behind it though? It's high in monosaturated fat. It's a MUFA. It's oleic acid, the dominant fat in olive oil, is also present in beef, pork, and human body fat. By the way, okay, so it's a big fat in what we should be eating and in our body. So it means it's something we're looking for. That makes it familiar to our biochemistry, unlike omega-6 PUFAs, which are foreign in excess. And you get a lot of those in the processed seed oils, okay? The logic, better to use olive oil than seed oils like canola or soybean. But again, this is the less bad logic, not the most metabolically appropriate logic, okay? It's rich in polyphenols, supposedly anti-inflammatory. Okay, extra virgin olive oil does contain polyphenols, right? And these have been shown to reduce oxidative stress in vitro in some animal models. But there's a big catch here. When it's argued that olive oil is anti-inflammatory, right? You got a couple things. Those polyphenols are inactivated by heat, degraded by oxygen and light, and vary widely by batch. Also, how do they know it's anti-inflammatory? In most cases, the polyphenols are, when they test them, they're looking for a glutathione response, which is your body's natural response to inflammation. It's like the best anti-inflammatory, and it's made by your body. And so when the polyphenols are given and they see the glutathione response, it's like, oh, it's producing it's producing the glutathione, so it's reducing oxidative stress because it is anti-inflammatory. Really, I don't think so. Got to keep that in mind. It may not be anti-inflammatory. It may just appear to be anti-inflammatory. Okay, the evolutionary and metabolic disconnect. Carnivore and strict ancestral diets aim to mimic what humans evolved eating, prioritize nutrient density and fat-soluble cofactors, eliminate modern food toxins, anti-nutrients from plant foods, and inflammatory agents. But olive oil is a plant-derived, refined, and stripped of protein, vitamins, cholesterol, minerals oil. It's not a whole food, nor is it something we could extract without tools or technology. In this light, olive oil becomes an evolutionary orphan. Technically ketogenic, but outside the ecosystem of animal-based nourishment. That's why I don't recommend olive oil as a general rule. There are metabolic consequences, and it's not always neutral. Here's what carnivore and ketogenic practitioners often overlook if they suggest olive oil. It displaces saturated animal fats. When olive oil replaces tallow, suet, butter, or bone marrow, you lose vitamin K2, cholesterol, palmitic acid, and stearic acid, which are all part of the saturated fat from beef, primarily. Beef's the best source of this stuff. This can impair mitochondrial energy signaling, membrane structure, and hormone synthesis. In addition, there is storage in adipose tissues, that's your fat cells. Oleic acid from olive oil is readily stored in body fat. Excessive oleic acid can reduce stearic acid ratios, which are associated with less mitochondrial fission, reduced fat burning signals, and potential contribution to metabolic inflexibility. Not worth it in my book. Okay? Okay, there are some times when olive oil might make sense. So let's make sure we're covered here. A metabolically rational carnivore or ketogenic user might include fresh, cold, high-quality olive oil if it's used sparingly to support variety or flavor, i.e. it's drizzled over raw beef or sardines, as I've been saying in other videos. If you want to use olive oil because you like the flavor, use it as a condiment. Don't heat it up. Pour it on what you're trying to enhance the flavor of and use that. The person is metabolically healthy, lean, and insulin sensitive. If you're healing, avoid olive oil. And it's not displacing nutrient-dense animal fats. Okay? In this case, olive oil becomes a condiment, not a calorie base, like using a squeeze of lemon or a sprinkle of herbs. Minimal impact, minimal risk. But it also can become counterproductive. Olive oil becomes metabolically irrational when it is used as a primary fat source, displacing butter, marrow, tallow, or suet. Right? It's heated or stored improperly, leading to oxidation, which also means you've got to make sure when you buy it, you buy fresh olive oil. So I'm going to tell you right now, don't buy olive oil at the grocery store. It's used to justify plant-based keto products like almond flour bread slathered in olive oil. Oh, yeah, there was a time I used to like that sort of stuff, but it really doesn't work, and it's not really good. Okay, so let's just get away from that. This creates a plant-based keto trap where the diet becomes more about macronutrient ratios than ancestral alignment, micronutrient richness, and mitochondrial integrity. Because guess what? You can, if you really wanted to, build the macros correctly, eating nothing but plant-based foods, and claim to be in keto. But I will warn you right now, it doesn't work very well. Okay? And it's not what I would suggest, and I don't recommend it at all. Okay? So final verdict here. Olive oil may fit your macros, but rarely fits your mitochondria. We're looking at healing you at the biocellular level, right? Not just at the macro level. So olive oil is really it's a bad oil to add to your diet. If you're pursuing a carnivore or ketogenic nutrition for ancestral coherence, metabolic repair, or mitochondrial optimization, animal fats are your allies. Olive oil may be tolerated, but it's not designed for your biology the way tallow, ghee, suet, butter, or egg yolk fat are. The best practice is to treat it as a seasonal guest, not a core resident, and use it as a cold, fresh, and in small doses as a condiment, if at all. All right. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, comments, leave them in the appropriate section, obviously. Remember, this is a community. I'm here to help you guys learn what you want to learn. Let me know how we're doing. Let me know what you want me to follow up on. I'm more than happy to do all that. So please, two-way communication. Talk to me. If you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, and share this video with somebody, because it helps the channel out a great deal, and I do appreciate it. And the person you share it with, it may help their life completely. So go ahead and do that. Thank you.